Hello, and welcome back to the Empowered and Unapologetic podcast. I'm your host, Veronica Cisneros. Today, we're going to have a heart to heart about something incredibly important. We're talking about transforming the systems around you rather than trying to change yourself. If you've been feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or just plain exhausted, stick around because I've got some tips that will help you not only reclaim your time and sanity, but also make you feel alive. This is something I personally struggled with. I'd wake up and it'd be like Groundhog's Day, repeat, repeat, repeat. And it just felt like something had to change. It wasn't like I was going through like some midlife crisis, but like, I don't want to live life this way. We've gone to Europe a couple times, and I'm going to tell you right now, those Europeans have it going on. Like, they truly embrace life. Here, don't get me wrong, we all take pride in the work we do, but how much is too much? And there's been some loss. There's been some loss with one of my sister's friends, and being a therapist. You know, we are. How do I say this? Being a therapist, yeah, we talk about life, we talk about our legacy, and we also talk about grief. And one thing that's coming up for me over and over is like, we're not going to live for the rest of our lives. Like, I don't even know if that makes sense. Like, what am I trying to say? And why the hell am I saying like so much? What am I trying to say? I don't want to say like we're all going to die, but we are. And if life was to stop right now, would you be happy with the life that you lived? Or would you feel as if you were in this constant rat race? I'm about to start my group, Empower X. And you guys, I know you guys have heard of it. And so this group is for high achieving women wanting to master motherhood, marriage, as well as success, right? Master their careers without compromising themselves. And we're going to be doing our bi-weekly meetings, and we're going to be doing that for 4 weeks. And these bi-weekly meetings are intense. They're 2-hour meetings. And this is where I'm going to be challenging this group of women of 5. I'm going to be challenging them outside of their comfort zone. I'm going to be providing them with curriculum, like really, really, really intense work. And I'm super excited about this. However, one of the topics we're going to be covering is this. We're going to be going so much farther in depth in our meeting, but I wanted to provide you guys with some insight and even share some things with you. Not all, don't get me wrong. You got to be in the group to get it all. But I want to talk about the struggles you might be facing. You're trying to juggle a successful career, be a present parent, maintain a thriving relationship, and somewhere in between, find time for yourself. It's a lot, and it's easy to feel like you're failing if you're not excelling in every area. We're all high achievers. We all want what's best for our family. We all want to take our relationships and our lives to the next level. But here's the thing. The problem isn't you. It's the systems you're working within. So why is this such a big deal? Well, when the systems in your life aren't working for you, you end up feeling overwhelmed and stuck. You might be keeping these feelings to yourself because you think you should be able to handle it all. This isolation only keeps you stuck in a cycle of burnout and frustration. Let's break this down and talk about 3 actionable steps you can take to transform your systems and make real change. I got to be really honest. For me, this has been something so big because I tend to put a lot of pressure on myself, and I tend to stay in this belief that I should be able to do all of the things. I should be able to have a 40-hour day and still show up as a mom and still show up as a wife. I should be able to look like a badass. I should be able to enjoy life as I'm playing all of these roles. And the reality is that I'm not a freaking robot. I'm not a robot, and neither are you. So, why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we expect so much from us, from ourselves? I don't know if that's like correct vocabulary, but I'm also not an English teacher. But what is driving this expectation? Is it fear? Is it our childhood? My hands raised, totally my childhood. Like, what is it that keeps us pushing for more? And why can't we just be happy with what we have? Don't get me wrong, money does make things easier. However, at the end of the day, like, how much is enough? I just had a spa day. We celebrated my best friend, Alma. We just celebrated her 21st birthday. Duh. We're totally the same age. And, we were just hanging out and sitting by the pool, catching up. It was, me, Alma, and Marlene. And we were just catching up and we were just, asking each other how things have been going and what's new and, what changes are we making? What are our struggles? We really, really started diving deep into all of those things. And one thing I realized that I don't want to admit, but I'm totally going to admit it right now. I just wanted to talk about work. That's all I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to talk about work. I wanted to exchange ideas. I wanted to, ask, um, I wanted to ask questions that would help my business, motivate, like help motivate me or like help with looking at it from a different perspective, as opposed to really knowing what was going on in their lives. And like now, kind of looking back, one thing that I wish I would have done was really, really just like sunk in. Alma does a really, really good job of that. She does a real well, so does Marlene. They both do this really great job of like finding out what's going on in their life, in each other's lives, in my life. And for me, I'll ask the questions, but I'm wondering, am I asking these questions just to check the box and then move on to the next discussion? Like, what's going on? Do you guys get me? Do you guys like understand what I'm saying? Or am I like talking to the atmosphere? I don't know where that atmosphere came in, but just go with it for a minute. But yeah, do you find yourselves when you're having conversations, do you find yourself like just trying to like, how are you? How are you? You're doing good. Awesome. You're doing good. Cool. Okay, let's move on. And then you just like take a deep dive into like work, or you take a deep dive into all other things except for really connecting. Do I need to do a do over of that date? Like, totally, I need it, right? We all need a spa day. I did find myself like completely immersed in the massage. Like I was knocked out. It felt like the massage was like 20 minutes, probably even less than that, because I probably woke myself up from snoring because it felt so good. But I guess my point is here, we try to change ourselves. And that's really, really hard to do because we're so stuck with what's familiar, even though we all know damn well it's not working. But we stay stuck in the familiar. Why? Because it feels good. Why? Because it's within our comfort zone. And if we do anything else, it'd be outside of our comfort zone. And would it work? And do I have the time to go ahead and change up things? How much manipulation is this going to take? Like, do I have the bandwidth to add one more thing to my plate? And the answer might be no. And that's okay. That's probably true. However, now let's go ahead and look at the systems we have in place, like our team, the way our calendar looks, the way we implement certain strategies. So I read this book. It was called Clockwork by Michael Michalowicz. And I'm going to tell you right now, that book is next level. Like, I just want you to read it and then read it, like listen to the audio, because I know damn well you ain't going to grab the book, right? But like, listen to the audio while you're in the car, on your way to the office, or like on your way to pick up a kid, or whenever you have time. All of us are on vacation, so maybe you're on a long flight or a long road trip. Like, listen to it then. It can be a quick read. Do not do all of the exercises. Don't do them, because it's gonna take you 12 years to read it. Let's just be honest. I just want you to listen to the entire book, because the main focus is on taking a month off. Could you imagine taking a month off? Like, completely off. The business didn't go down. There was no fires. Like, you were able to take the month off and truly enjoy it. And your team was able to support itself. Like, you had things in place for you to be completely free. Yeah, that's what sold me on the book. So, first things first, let's talk about your queen bee role. Michael Michalowicz calls it the QBR. This is a concept, again, from the book Clockwork. Your QBR is the most critical function you perform, the one thing that drives the most value in your life. For some of you, this might be your job, your business. For others, it might be being present with your kids. Whatever it is, identify it and focus on protecting and nurturing this role. When you know your QBR, you can start to build systems that support it. So let's say your QBR is leading your team at work. You can delegate administrative tasks to an assistant, automate scheduling with tools like Calendly, and ensure you're spending your energy on leadership and strategy rather than getting bogged down in the day-to-day. If you're a mom, maybe your QBR is ensuring quality time with your children, intentional quality time with your children. This means delegating chores to a cleaning service or getting groceries delivered. I know. I can already hear you. Veronica, I don't even know if I can do this. Girl, we're going to need to. We're going to need to. Imagine taking a month off. Imagine being a well-rested mom. Like, imagine being a well-rested wife. We all know you enjoy sex, but when's the last time you actually had some good sex? Probably not recently. Why? Because you're so consumed with all of the other things. And let's just be honest. Do you even think your husband's sexy anymore? Or are you so stuck on nitpicking all of the things he doesn't do? Are you so stuck on that? I'm going to tell you right now, I have totally been guilty of that. And I know a lot of you are guilty of it as well. This is why I'm pointing it out. Next up, delegation and automation. Look at your daily tasks and identify which ones you can delegate or automate. This might mean hiring help, using meal planning apps, or setting up automatic bill payments. The goal here is to free up your time so you can focus on what really matters. So this one I have a hard time with, because it's like, it's not a big deal. I'll just get it done. And having to explain to my assistant what needs to be done is going to take too damn long. It's going to take me an hour when I can get it done in like 5 minutes. And not only that, but after I've trained her, then she's going to go ahead and continuously asking me over and over, did I do this right? Did I do this right? And that is just exhausting. Who has time for that? Well, no one. However, I want you to think about it this way. Those 5 minutes that it takes you to do that one task interfere with you being able to do something else, something greater, something that you and only you can do. And so, yeah, those 5 minutes, 10 minutes, they add up. And it's important that your team knows how to support you, especially if you want that 1 month off in Italy. Florence. Oh my gosh, take me back to Florence. Okay, I'm getting off track. So I want you to think about, like, okay, what are the tasks that I'm doing right now? And yes, you're listening to this podcast episode right now. So I want you to just start thinking about it. You don't have to write it down, but just start thinking about it. Okay, maybe I make things on Canva, or maybe, whenever I go to a networking meeting or a networking group, like, I get so stuck in trying to figure out how to align our schedules, and that just takes too much damn time. Guess what? Give that to your assistant. Have your assistant make something on Calendly so that all you have to do is send this person a link and they can totally set up a lunch date with you or a business call with you, Zoom call. Like all of it is done. I'm going to tell you right now, that completely changed my life. Now somebody wants to talk to me for 15 minutes. Here's the link. Schedule it. I don't have to go back and forth nonstop. Like, here you go. Let's make this happen. And it's so much easier, like crazy easy. So if you're constantly spending time meal prepping, consider a meal prep delivery service or usually a meal planning app that creates a shopping list for you. I'm going to tell you right now, AI does this. AI totally does this. I just listened to this podcast episode and there's like I guess you can take a picture. Don't ask me which one, but you could take a picture of like the ingredients you have in the fridge, and it would totally make you like a full on. It'll give you a recipe on what you can eat, and I need that. I totally need that in my life. I know. Willie does the majority of the cooking, but sometimes I'm like, dude, he's not home. There's our schedules aren't in line, and it's my turn to cook, so I got to figure my life out. But yeah, like use AI. This way, you're not spending hours every week on something that can be streamlined. I know a mom who felt overwhelmed every evening with meal prep and cleaning up. So she started using a meal kit service. It not only saved her time, but also reduced her stress levels, allowing her to enjoy dinner with her family instead of dreading it. Another example is a friend who runs a successful business from home. She was drowning in administrative tasks until she hired a virtual assistant to handle emails and schedule appointments. This freed up her time to focus on growing her business and spending quality time with her kids. This is so, so big. I have my daughter check my emails, not my like my empowered and unapologetic emails. I have my daughter check them, and then her and I will go ahead and meet, and she'll let me know, Mom, these are the yes. My daughter's my assistant. They need money because Mom's tired of giving it to them. Anyways, we'll go ahead and meet and she'll go over these are the emails that are extremely important. And then all of the rest I just deleted because it was spam. But I don't have to go through those emails. And she's also able to put things in my calendar that are really, really important and need to be done right now. Matter of fact, I need to have Aubrey do that. Sorry, I totally had like an ADHD moment. I wonder if I have ADHD. All of you guys are saying totally. All right, step 3, set boundaries and protect your time. Ladies, it is so important to protect your time. Why? Because we don't have a lot of time. Our time is extremely limited because of the amount of things that are on our plate. So, setting boundaries and protecting your time is crucial. This means learning to say no and setting clear limits on your availability. It's okay to have specific times for work, family, and personal activities. Communicate these boundaries clearly with your family and coworkers. Let me go ahead and give you some examples. If you're always working late, set a hard stop time for your workday. Let your team know that you'll be unavailable after a certain time and stick to it. Hold on real quick because my eyelash is like sticking to the bottom of my eyelash and it's like I just got my eyelashes done and it's just stick, 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 stick. Okay, there. Now I don't look like I have like a blinking problem. All right, use this time for family, hobbies, or self care. One woman I know struggled with her kids interrupting her work time because they were home from school. That is so hard. Holy moly. That is so, so hard because we want to hear what our kids have to say, or we want them to show us their dance routine for the 50 bajillionth time. And we got to get shit done. Like shit needs to get done. People are depending on us. People are counting on us to get things done. Or maybe we have a meeting that's going to happen in like 4 minutes and then the dance routine is 18 minutes. But we could get it done. We could get it done, right? No, we can't. No, we can't. And so setting very, very clear boundaries and being aware of the emotions and the guilt that comes up for you, because it does. We're human. So she set up a visual schedule so her kids knew when it was okay to come into her office and when she needed uninterrupted time. This simple change made a huge difference in her productivity and reduced the number of interruptions. Not only that, Excuse me while I take a drink of water. Let me clear my throat. Anybody else like that same song came up? Okay, I know. Okay, Veronica, you obviously have ADHD. That song totally came on. So this not only helped her build up her relationship with her kids, but she was able to communicate to our kids that, listen, you are important. You are 1,000% important. And this is also important. Like, these are things that mom needs to do. And I've told you so many times, a relationship without boundaries is doomed to fail. Hear me when I say that again, for those that are new listeners. A relationship without boundaries is doomed to fail. It is very important we set boundaries, not only with our kids, not only in our business, also in all of our relationships, including our marriage. That's another episode, but definitely set those clear boundaries. So, why are these changes so impactful? When you have systems that support your goals, you'll find that you're less stressed and more productive. You'll have more time for the things that matter most to you and be able to show up as the best version of yourself in all areas of your life. Can I get an amen? Amen. Imagine not feeling constantly overwhelmed and instead feeling empowered and in control. To summarize, the key to overcoming these struggles is not to transform yourself, but to transform the systems you operate within. By implementing these steps, you can reclaim your time, energy, and identity, including peace of mind. If you're ready to make real changes and need support, consider reaching out to me. Hello, ladies. I am here to help you. The whole reason why I created this podcast was because I wanted to be able to help not only the women that are able to come into my office, not only the couples, not only the teens. Yes, I see teens. Not only the families, but also the people that weren't able to come to my office. I literally ended up getting licensed in different states because I really wanted to help other women. And not only that, but there were women calling me, like in Virginia, in Idaho, in Arizona. It was like, holy moly, I need to be licensed in those states. And so that's exactly what I did. I can also provide you guys with coaching. I'm here to help you navigate these challenges and achieve a balance and a fulfilling life. For more information, go to www.outsidethenormcounseling.com. You can also visit my website. I have workshops, I have courses that will really, really help you, and you can do them on your own time. For those, go to veronicacisneros.org. Again, that's veronicacisneros.org, and there's this work with me section. Thank you for joining me today. And remember, you have the power to change your systems and create the life you desire. Until next time, stay empowered and unapologetically you. Make sure you share this. Make sure you share this with someone that needs to hear this. Someone that you see is like totally a badass mom, and you can empathize with maybe the way her life is. Send this episode to every single working mom you know. Why? Because we need to help each other. Right? We need to help each other. We need to stand by each other. We need to uplift one another. And what better way to uplift each other by providing knowledge, by providing skills, by providing comfort. We're all in the same game. We're all trying to go ahead and provide a legacy for our families, a true legacy for our families. But let's go ahead and do it together. Let's support and uplift one another. All right. Bye for now.